Another season of Love is Blind is here, and we need to talk about this man. The worst man in the canon of the Love is Blind cinematic universe.
I have questions written down and they're numbered 1 through 15.
Give me 10.
What is something you think you excel at in relationships?
What about you?
You know, I was just gonna ask the questions. I wasn't really anticipating getting the same one back.
Oh my god.
Yep, just dude talking to the wall.
And when I tell you by the end of episode 1, this man had my jaw on the floor, I kid you not. But yes, we are back with a brand new season and a brand new set of pod daters where, after season 5, the bar is in the floor. These people could just sit there and exceed my expectations. However, when that first episode started and the preview came out with this clip,
You f***ed her. I know you f***ed her.
I was suddenly like,
Well, gentlemen, you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
and this week we saw the first 6 episodes of season 6 drop, ones that will take us from the first dates all the way up to the honeymoon phase of the experiment in the Dominican Republic. And this time pulling from the dating pool of Charlotte, North Carolina. But what I really want to know is, where the heck in Charlotte they pulled this man from? Like, I've watched a lot of reality TV and this man might just take the cake. Not just because of the robotic list of questions he has for people to answer.
You pick the number and then you get a corresponding question.
Number 4, please.
This one's been requested a couple times. We try to be something different.
But also the way he navigates everything. Matthew here is a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma. Like, how on earth are you supposed to respond to a man when he says stuff like,
How's everything going today?
I don't know. We'll keep that close to the vest.
I'm floored. She simply asked how his day was and he responded,
I bet you'd like to know, eh?
but also half the time this guy just gets up and leaves in the middle of a conversation when he's not feeling it.
100%. You're gonna be judged is always a little bit, scary. Well, everyday life, people judge too. You know? Are you there?
Now Matthew is just insane. He barely talks to the people he's in the pods with, and same goes for the people living with him. He does not interact with them at all.
Matthew, your book is here, sir. You're welcome.
And I know what you might be thinking about Matthew up until this point, but just hold on a bit. Now there is one woman who does give him a chance. This is AD, the first woman to actually stop and listen and get Matthew to open up. And it's amazing because when she does so, Matthew starts talking about coming from a small town where the attitude was displaying your emotions was a sign of weakness, how he's gone to therapy and at first could only give his therapist one-word answers, how he's always been horrible at dating, but then he says,
I just was trying to think of how to tell you that you make me nervous but comfortable at the same time.
Oh my gosh, I think you just found the perfect way to say it.
What I'm saying to you, I'm not saying to anybody else.
and you start to think, if this guy's so bad with words, he must really be genuine with that.
What is my greatest accomplishment? Finding you.
So I fell for these two. I was thinking maybe this could be like a Zach and Bliss, a sort of oddball pairing that maybe isn't my people, but, this could be for real. Not to mention, the other man AD has been dating is Clay. And after AD expresses that she's dated a lot of players, this man then goes and says,
Love is blind, I get it, trust me. I just want to have that reveal door and be super turned on by my wife, I just have to be attracted to you. I kind of lean towards more petite. My favorite attribute is lips, but that's something I need to know.
Regardless of the emotional connection.
Regardless of the emotional connection,
So to have that, followed by Matthew finding his words, opening up, showing potential for both growth and a genuine love for AD, proclaiming that he wants to ask her dad for permission to marry her, and if he can't, they will just leave together. I was rooting for them, and every time this odd relationship popped up on my screen, I was like,
I love it! I could just feel you being protective of me. And over the course of time, I'm just becoming very protective of you.
I love it! Come on!
but then disaster. In comes Amber. Now, up until this point, most of the women on the show hadn't name-dropped who they were dating. In other words, whenever someone asked that, they were like,
I don't know. We'll keep that close to the vest.
But as things get near the end, Amber comes in to talk about the amazing date she just had and who she had it with.
I had a good date. Who'd you have?
Yup, and apparently Matthew told her all the same things he told AD, including how he wants her dad's permission and if he can't, they will just leave together. I was shook, gagged, and gooped. My jaw was agape, actually. This man had been playing both of these women. And I also want to say bravo to the editors here because they really played me. They really had me going along. I felt like I was deceived just like AD. Oh, but this does get worse, because Matthew begins to really start spinning things. And what was really wild for me to see was suddenly Matthew got very direct and clear with his words. Something that was scarily not the way he acted before.
Some of the things I said to you were much more deep than what I said to her. You watched the show?
Mm-hmm.
You think me proposing is like the most romantic thing ever. The moment would be one of the greatest moments of your life. I wanted to leave with you yesterday. Do you think I said that to her? I'm also scared that you're having connections with other people too.
Thankfully, AD sees through it, and AD and Amber get together to say,
What the actual is wrong with men?
So AD is then left with Clay, who apologizes for the shallow stuff, and he really does open up his emotions, which is incredibly hard for him to do. These two then get engaged, while Matthew is left to spew wildly manipulative stuff.
You know, America, they do love a good underdog, and they do love comebacks. I think I now got the entire country of America on my side. America's gonna be watching.
Okay, Matthew. Okay, bro.
Yikes. But now that I've gotten the Matthew out of my system, there are still 4 more engaged couples to come out of the pods. 2 of which are home run slam dunks who essentially don't date or care for anyone else but each other the whole time. There's Amy and Johnny and Kenneth and Brittany. Both just solidly connect and don't really dip their feet into other waters. Like, Kenneth and Brittany are both educators and they both love God, which, you know, slay, but the other 2 couples that move on from the pods to Dominican Republic have to go through a bit of a journey. The first is with Jeremy and his 2 dates, Sarah Ann and Laura. Now, Jeremy is a catch.
I almost wore a Hawaiian shirt in here today.
Okay, what's the Hawaiian shirts for?
I just with Hawaiian shirt.
First, cool.
But I could have told you who he was gonna pick of these 2 after just a couple of dates when Sarah Ann says,
With abortion, if 2 people lay down and consensually have sex, like, I think that, you know, you should take responsibility for your actions. I don't think it's used as a form of birth control.
And Jeremy responds,
Me being a man,
Yes.
I shouldn't have an opinion on what a woman does with her body.
so yeah, he picks Laura. But then there's Jimmy, the Hank Hill of Love is Blind. Now Jimmy finds himself connected with Chelsea here, and also,
Who do I got?
Your wife? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my-
Or maybe.
oh my
My name's
gosh.
Jessica.
Jessica.
She knows it, so she just...
ooh, that still haunts me. Now Chelsea wants a man who's going to focus on her and not the football game on behind her.
I'm so used to going on a date with a guy and there being a TV behind me and he's just watching the football game. Like, come on, baby, come on.
So naturally, she falls in love with Jimmy when he says,
I've decided I want to go to every NFL, NBA, and MLB stadium.
Love it.
She knows it, so she just...
As for Jessica, her love for Jimmy comes down to one simple thing.
Did your vagina pulse?
Maybe.
But I don't know, Jimmy and Jessica together just give me that pookie couple from TikTok vibe. Like, Friday night out for them would be
Outfit of the night. It's date night.
And Pookie is looking particularly amazing tonight. I would call this dress a happy dress.
Babe, oh my god. Okay.
However, both of these women have things they've kept from Jimmy, at least for the first few dates. And when Jessica says,
I have a 10-year-old daughter.
Jimmy's like, then when Chelsea says,
I got married.
Jimmy's also like, and And Chelsea feels this. She starts to sense Jimmy pulling away because, in Jimmy's mind, OMG, he got that Jessica mom and Chelsea divorce news all in one day?
Yeah, I just have had a lot dumped me today.
I am so sorry.
So, on their next date, she reels him back in with some light questions like,
Describe your perfect day to me.
I'm on vacation. Full 10 hours on the beach. We go straight to try a new restaurant because it's somewhere tropical that I haven't been. And some fish and some red wine.
which had me like,
What kind of monster orders red with fish?
and then she subtly puts out that people tell her she looks like a certain celebrity.
Is MGK's wife or his girlfriend?
Megan Fox? You saying you look like Megan Fox?
Oh no, this is a disaster. Because, and I want to say there is absolutely nothing wrong with this woman, but she does not look like Megan Fox. So even if he were to see her and be super into her, he's gonna be surprised when she's not Megan Fox. Anyway, Chelsea's also vibing with a guy named Trevor, who I personally think is a better match for her because they've got good banter together.
My name is Chelsea.
My dog's name is Chelsea.
No way. And what is your name?
My name is Trevor.
Trevor.
Yeah.
My dog's name's Trevor too.
Ultimately though, Jimmy dumps Jessica and gets absolutely chewed out.
She will never be me, and she'll never be a woman like me. When you see and realize what you missed out on, you are going to choke.
What a bitch.
Then Chelsea dumps Trevor, and these two get to have their reveal moment, which doesn't start off great.
I've never been more sure that Jessica. I've never been more sure that Chelsea.
And doesn't end great either.
I actually thought that you were lying to me for a little bit because I got in my head about
You're surprised I'm not tattooed from...
not that, but other things.
Oh my God.
I almost went home this morning. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy.
Maybe if you say it again, you'll actually believe it.
You told me 1,000 things. We sort of hit on looks, but she definitely lied to me on some how she looked. Chelsea told me she looked like Megan Fox.
Oh, I knew it! Oh, and you know this is gonna be a disaster when they do that thing where they get the whole cast together. Like a few days after they get back home, they're gonna waltz Jess in there and... Oy. Well, from this, Chelsea carries a lot of insecurity into the honeymoon phase, which Jimmy just continues to make worse. First, by constantly saying stuff like,
I'm good. I'm phenomenal. Not that looks matter, but...
Then by talking about his ex, Jess.
She told me that I'll be holding my breath when I see what she looks like and all. It's I just thought that was a little weird to say.
Okay, bro, are you trying to get her to confirm if Jess was hot or not? All the while, Chelsea is constantly seeking validation, desperately.
What's the first thing you noticed about me?
That you had pretty teeth. Ideal teeth. Some people think it's a diss, but you have big square white teeth.
Oh, Jimmy, no. Then finally, it's time for the group to all get together to see each other in person for the first time, and of course get wildly drunk and spill the tea on which man is packing.
Big hands, big feet. Work.
Did you see it? I did feel his wiener.
Is it big?
Huge! But once again, Chelsea's emotions plummet as Jimmy takes in AD and says,
That woman is absolutely stacked. AD.
So of course, Chelsea just shuts down. And when they get back to their hotel room, it's another round of...
You said hurtful comments? You made me feel uncomfy?
You're treating me unfair. Actually.
I love you.
I love you too.
Are you sure?
And the mess is only just beginning. Some couples seem pretty solid so far. Jeremy and Laura have a weird thing about bean dip.
Really?
Is like this titty snack. Literally hit.
He told me to do that, and I'm like, what is
She
wrong
told
with
you to do that to who?
you?
Well, Jeremy's in the wrong for even bringing it up because it was a literal joke. It's giving children. It's giving small child vibes.
But if the preview for the next set of episodes is any indication,
In reality, you were my #1 still.
I do love you.
Oh, I know.
the only thing that could make this even messier is the sudden reappearance of the one and only Matthew.
America's gonna be watching.
Okay, Matthew.
I'm done. I'm gonna go get Amber.
Someone tell Amber to start running. So that's it for this recap of Love is Blind Season 6, Episodes 1 through 6. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to let me know by hitting the like button, commenting down below, and subscribing to the channel for more content. And until next time, Bachelor Fantake, out.
I know you
Well, gentlemen, you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.